You are listening to the Cubby Podcast with the Cubby Cast and your host, Tyrone Lewis.
My head looks weird. My head don't look weird to y'all? Hold on, let me check this shit.
I mean, if we said yes, wouldn't that be kind of mean?
Well, you can be mean to me. It don't really matter. My skin tough, Teflon tough.
Yeah, it looks super weird.
What, my skin looks weird? That's disrespectful.
I'm just kidding.
No, fuck with
I'm just
you.
kidding.
No, wrong route. Don't do that. Okay, so now, we're good now. I can get comfortable with you ladies now.
Yay.
I believe we're waiting for a few more people. Did you guys get the rundown?
We did.
Did Mia send that out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just a loose format.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, we just talk about whatever you want to talk about, to be perfectly honest with you. But the premise of the episode is afraid and alone, get paid, quarantine moves, and I'm so appreciative of what you ladies did as a cast. And when David gets on here, I'll show my appreciation. But before we start, you guys get a rundown of me. I'm from New York. I'm from Long Island.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
You're on the West Coast now?
Yeah, I'm out in Cali now, doing the Cali vibe.
You got the
Cali
fuck out of here.
How long?
I've been in Cali for 4 years, but then I lived in Texas for like 5 years.
Wow, you left Long Island for Texas?
Yeah.
Which part of Texas?
Dallas.
Okay.
Dallas.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's okay. If I would have said like San Jose, I would have been like, fuck that.
I mean, I don't really know. I just feel like
maybe.
Texas is like Austin, Dallas, Houston.
Yeah.
There's like one other place, right? What's the other place that's like, okay, San Antonio. San Antonio's like up and coming.
Yeah, they're building.
Hi.
All right, here's everybody now.
Yep. How y'all doing?
Y'all all popped in now.
Wow,
You have to stand still for this one because every time we do one of these, you make me so dizzy.
For real?
Yes, because you walk around like crazy.
I'm done. I was cooking. I'm sorry. What's up, y'all?
Cooking what?
I'm actually making oxtails.
I knew it.
What?
Damn. Should I come over?
I mean, you can pull out. I got some oxtails, some mac.
I like y'all vibe, man. This is gonna be love.
It's always a family reunion when we get on.
Honestly,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel kind of uncomfortable because this man, little David, he looked like me. I don't like it. Like the bed and the head and
we can have 2 chocolate mints. That's okay. Do I have time to go get my headphones?
Yeah, you got time. I normally say 5:30.
I'm gonna just take that.
To get something. Yeah, do your thing. With the bed and the forehead and all that, I don't like it. Man. I don't like it. But I am a fan of you guys. I really am.
I appreciate
Thank
you,
y'all for coming on.
Awesome.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
And I wanna shout out Mia real quick. Mia has been a I don't know where y'all find that at, but y'all need to duplicate that. Mia's been
I love me. I mean, I never met anybody like her before. Word.
Yeah. You need to tell her stop saving our audio messages though. I think she feds a little bit, because then you've been talking back and forth and she keeps saving. You know how you talk on the audio message? She keeps saving.
Yeah. I do that too.
That's Fed work. That's what
He's
the
gonna
Feds
hold
do.
all against you one day.
Yeah, that's how I keep feeling. I think a girl did that to me one time and she had audio receipts and I didn't know what to do. I'll be honest. Not like I couldn't say nothing. She got my voice on it. But for real, thank you guys. And for the first couple of minutes, I just really want to warm up. We ain't really got to do a.
Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Y'all can hear me? I can't hear y'all.
Uh-oh.
Make sure you're test out your audio for your speaker and your mic.
Yeah.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, cool.
Can you hear us?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
It's tricky because I set my headphones here and then I got this cool new mic. We kept doing all these interviews. I was like, I need David. Get somewhere and sit down.
I told you he does this every time.
Go
Nah,
somewhere
that's cool.
and sit
That's what makes it
down.
natural, man. Nah, he said he cooking oxtail. You can't stand in one space and cook oxtail. Everybody know that.
You definitely
You
can.
need the lima beans.
Listen.
You need the rice and peas. You should be making some rice and
T.
peas if you're not
That's
making that.
right.
I mean,
T, let me tell you something.
What's up?
I run a world-class organization over here. He can't be over here with that ghetto shit.
I told y'all need to find 3 of her. I told y'all, man. She got me in shape. She was just like, yo, you guys, do you have a script or anything? I was like, nah, I like to run it. She said, nah, bro, we need something.
Amazing.
Yes.
Literally, you are the most organized interview we've ever had. Like, you have been on my ass. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. That's usually my job. I'm gonna turn this light off. So,
Love organization.
I'm gonna test out some, like I said, the first half an hour was just us trying to really get to know each other. Hopefully Mia sent you guys just a blueprint. It's not nothing that is strict. It's just a blueprint of the direction of the episode. I kind of built it around you guys, especially with the success that you guys have garnered through this quarantine time. I don't know how y'all did it, and now y'all on the season 2. So I really want to clap that up to y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man,
y'all.
that's love. You know what I mean?
It feels real, right?
Yeah,
I love
it's
that.
good. It's good. So, welcome to the Cubby. That's first of all. This is your host, TLouDoWhatitDo. And in the Cubby, we normally have our cast members here, but because it was such a collection of you guys, I just wanted to do the one-on-one, sort of talk, get to know you guys, and go around. As I mentioned, my name is TLouDoWhatitDo, and I'm the host of the Cubby. I'm from New York, and I have a couple New York. I know David's from New York. Is everyone else from New York here, or is it just David here?
I mean, we live in New York, but don't.
This is year 5, so I don't know what you call that for me. Like year 5, what is that? Does that am I in?
Nah.
From where?
I'm here 7.5, so.
Yeah, y'all sound like y'all come from like the Midwest or the South or something.
Maddie is from the Midwest.
Maddie's from the Midwest.
I am,
Yeah.
and I am from the South. I am.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm from Mount Vernon, so it's still different.
Oh yeah, you up there. Mount Vernon get it cracking sometimes. You gotta watch out for Mount Vernon, man.
Hey, at least you know.
Yeah, I know a lot about Mount Vernon. I know about New Rochelle and all that.
Yeah. That's where I grew up. New Rochelle, Mount Vernon, Yonkers, White Plains. That's me.
Okay. So before we go on, as I mentioned, I'm gonna have you guys introduce yourself, going through, starting with David, and then going with me, and then going around to the cast. But before I start, everybody knows that we always have the Cubby rules for all our long-standing listeners out there. What are the Cubby rules? And if you guys do not know what the Cubby rules right now is, I'm gonna say it because this is an even playing field. I want you guys to feel comfortable. The first rule of the Cubby is there are no rules to the Cubby. Second rule of the Cubby is whatever you bring, you got to finish. So I don't know if you're going to finish that oxtail by the night, David, but you have to finish that. So you're going to have to do a little something. Oh, we got the wine out here. You got good.
Oh, we got to get a drink?
Yeah, man. You got to get a little
All right.
Might as well tap in.
Let me tap in. Let me go get my drink real quick.
So unprepared.
You better tap in. I'll be hurry up for me and start saying something.
Go ahead. Y'all live y'all life.
Mia, you sound like you're underwater.
Oh, I sound like I'm underwater?
Yeah. Or in a cave.
Or a bathroom.
Hold on, I'm trying to get my life together. Hold on.
You'll be all right. It's the volume. It's the volume you need to turn down. But the third rule of the Cubby is to be yourself, whether you underwater or not. Because ain't nobody worried about you in the Cubby. Fourth rule of the Cubby is stay on your P's and Q's. Because you never know what happens in the Cubby. Fifth rule and most important rule, this goes for everybody that's listening, as you guys know. You only get 3 times in the Cubby. And once those 3 times is up, those 3 times is up. So we're just gonna go around and try to introduce you guys here. If you guys are just tuning in on the live, if we are on live right now, it's the Cubby Lounge / Cubby Lounge Twitch. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook Live as of right now. We're just hosting Little David and the Little David cast and the production team. So we're just gonna go around starting with David, and then we'll go down to Mia, and then we'll get the rest of the cast.
How you doing, everybody? I'm David Williams.
Hey, I'm Mia. Do I sound better now?
Sound perfect.
Okay, hey y'all. I'm just gonna pass the mic. So be next, and then you call somebody.
I just caught it. Hey guys, this is Brittany Del Sarte Chapman, and I play Crystal on the show.
You gotta pass it.
Okay, Maddie, catch.
Me? Okay, great. Hi, my name is Maddie Jo Cowsert, and I play Sarah on the show. And
last but certainly not least.
Hey, I'm Sean Anthony Bryant, and I play Leek on the show.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you guys here. As I mentioned before, it's a pleasure for us, man. So I do want to give kudos to you guys about the show. I heard season 1 went great, and now you guys are on the season 2. So I'm gonna ask David, can you tell us a little bit about the show, how it started, where you were when you thought about it? Were you underwater? Were you not? Were you cooking? How did it start? What's the origin story for little David?
All right, yo, I'm gonna be very transparent. So the first time I got the initial idea, like ever thought about this, right? I was like, no, damn, okay, I was like 21, and I was at BB King's, right? And it was this girl that I was trying to talk to all night. Like, damn, I feel like the vibe was there. I mean, danced a couple times, we talking here and there, yo. But like, so I'm thinking it was lit, like, you feel me? And then like everybody was like leaving the spot, and I like looked. Like I look like to the right. Sorry, I look like to my far right, whatever. And she was tongue kissing some light skin dude. I'm like, damn. Like,
always the light skins, bro. It's always the light skins, bro.
Yo, I swear, how she like, and I ain't see them talk the whole night at all. Like, I was stalking her the whole night, and I didn't interact with him at all. Like, so how that, like, yo. I don't know if we can curse on here, but that.
Nah, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, man. The Cubby that.
Yo, I swear to God, yo, word of my mother, and she was like, I'm like, yo, damn, like.
You turned your camera off. Okay, you're back on.
My battery thing came. Yo, I'm like, yo, damn, like, how, like, and so I'm like, yo, I gotta figure out something. I feel like people. I feel like I complain a lot, but nobody sees it. Like, you hear it, but people don't see it, yo. So I gotta come up. I gotta do something. I'm 21, but you know, I ain't do nothing with it at all. I made a short film, and it was called Torn, whatever. And it was like pretty much about a guy who got curved. He had one date with a girl, or he planned a date and she never came, whatever. So like little things led to the series. You know what I'm saying? To the show. I'm like, yo, but then I have so many stories. You can't tell it all in one movie. Like, I think it needs to be played out, like different episodes, just showing the trials. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's so much. Like, so. And I
really respect that, man. And me just viewing it, and without me mentioning, I do want to say that being on UrbanFlixTV right now for you guys going forward is a big jump. But David, I got to be honest with you, man. Your life is very, you know, it mirrors mine, and it kind of mirrors the life of that New York dude coming up in New York and dealing with his relationships and his women in his life and his dude talking to him about the women in his life. It gets very weird. So I don't know what the emphasis was, but if that was the origin, I can really empathize with that. I can get with that.
Yeah, that's what happened. I'm like, yo, damn, like I spent mad money that night. I'm like, yo, damn, I just got paid that day. I'm lit. You know what I mean?
Everybody know, don't go out on a Friday night when you get paid, bro. Right. Everybody know that.
She put a whole check on him.
She tagged you, dog. You know what they out there for.
Yo, I swear to God, I'm like, yo, y'all just cruel. Like, damn, she and it's crazy because like I feel like she knew I was waiting for her. She knew, like, she ain't care. Like, she saw me. She saw me. Yo, she ain't care. I'm like, nah, I gotta. Yo, people gotta see this show. Like, word.
Be nice. It's normally be nice to what, but since that's a good transition into Mia. I believe you met David first. So
yes.
And then you guys got the cast together, I'm assuming. So kind of walk us through your journey with how you developed the show with David and a couple of the things that you just do want to mention to the people.
Yeah, so David and I met the anniversary of us meeting was the first day of us shooting the show. So I'd always think that's really cool, like how serendipitous that happened. So what had happened was
gotta get it like that. Get it how you live. Get it how you live.
I hit Dave up on a favor because I knew he did like some behind the scenes work. That's where I met him at. We were on like an A Boogie shoot. I was helping on the production side. He was helping with the director or whatever. And just like through the pandemic, I just had this just like overwhelming feeling like you're supposed to be doing something amazing. And I'm just like, what is this thing? So I was actually working with someone else who helps behind the scenes on the project. He was in the writers room, whatever. But we were throwing around some concept, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, well, I got someone who I could call to maybe like do some camera work. So I hit up Dave and I'm like, giving him the spiel, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah. Okay, that's great. However, I got an idea. And I'm like, all right. So he starts like telling about Lil Dave and like just his adventures and dating life and I'm hearing like male vulnerability and like, cause when you think about men shows, especially coming from New York, like you the top dog, like you the drug lord, you the athlete, like you the entertainer, like you the man. But like the way he's telling it, I'm like, this is interesting. Like it kind of sounds like a male insecurity. I was like, I guess so.
Yeah, like, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Very vulnerable, bro.
Yeah, if you write this, I will produce it. We ain't doing shit right now, bro. And so, and that's kind of like my litmus test. So I just, to see like how serious he was. Dude sent me a script in 6 days, and I'm reading it like, yo, this is funny. Like, let's do this. Like, come on, can you write another one? And he knocked out like a script a week, and then we're like, okay, we put it in the writer's room. Very minimal changes. Like feels like 98% of like what we shot was what he wrote just through his head, and we like added tweaks here and there, and it was just like literally taking one step at a time, which I hope from this story that's what the Cubby gets. Like we literally took one step at a time. So it's like scripts were written, okay, well, let's cast it. We cast it on Zoom. No one met, like David DM Maddie, because he had worked with her before. We had found everybody through like just different networks, did Zoom casting, and then we literally the first day of shoot, we're like, hey, nice to meet you. That's the room. Can you go change? Can you do this? Can you do that? And then, it kept spiraling, and, it's really overwhelming to see all the love that we're getting right now. And thank you. Like you're a big supporter, and we appreciate that. So.
Oh, no, definitely, man. Definitely. You got to put kudos on that. But I think from what you were just mentioning, I think that's the perfect segue, us getting into the cast. But we really just wanted to hear from David and me and how it kind of or how it originated. But going through the cast members, I know we had an introduction of who you guys were, but how did you guys really fall in love? When was the moment? And I'm gonna start with Maddie, and I'm gonna go on my way down because now this looks like the Brady Bunch television show. I'm gonna start with Maddie, and I'm gonna go. So when did you fall in love with the concept, Maddie? And can you tell us the moment that you met David, even before you guys shot, and knew that this is something that you would want to get involved in?
Yeah, so we had like just come out of phase 1, so we were in phase 2, and like right away of reopening the world, well, at least in New York. And David reached out, he DM'd me and was like, hey, I edited this short you were in last year, and I wrote this part with you in mind. And like, as an actor, that's so flattering. You're like, oh my God. So I hadn't even actually met David. He had just edited a film that I worked on. And so he was like, can you read for this part and send it back? I got the script. I literally walked out into the hallway with my 2 roommates, who are 2 white girls. Gotcha. And I was like, you guys, this is so fucking funny. Yeah. And then I was like, but then because of everything that was going on, I was like, it's going to be, I said this on our last interview, like, this could be really fucking funny or really problematic, like one or the other.
Well, sometimes it's both of the same coin. You got to be problematic and funny.
Both, which is why it was so funny. But I remember just being like, I'm just going to have fun with this, because I thought it was so well done with like such levity. And like,
really well written.
So yeah, I read it, and I hadn't read a script that I felt approached, especially given everything that was going on at the time, that approached a race issue like in such a light but like important way too,
Yeah, very natural.
I was really
it comes
excited
off very natural. comes off extremely natural. So
Yeah.
kudos to the writers as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, I know Mia spoke about the writers. Is that you, brother? Are you the head writer of the show? She pointed down at you like,
David,
is that
yeah.
you? But I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh no, my order is like I'm at the top. My fault.
No, I'm pointing at you, Dave. Yeah, Dave
my
is the lead writer, and then we had some consultants come in, like a group of
like
creative
like
collectors that poked holes
like
in it. Yeah, kept us honest, kept us like pushing us better than what to our excellence. So, but
always,
anyway, did you want to say something, Dave?
Nah, I just wanted to put that on it. I'll be honest with you. I'm making good bucket that.
But wait, no, I do. Damn. Okay, so like, sound like your words, like that meant a lot. Like that was, like, damn, like that sounds like. I don't know.
Bro,
like,
I got you, bro.
That was very like, that was very touching.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
That touched me, and I'm on a whole different coast. That was beautiful. Thank you.
I mean a lot. Thank you. I couldn't have had any other way. Like, I mean, nobody could do that. Nobody could do that like you. I knew that as soon as even when the idea came across, like I knew this white girl could do it. Or I knew. I'm like, yo, I swear, I just knew.
I don't know how this became my type, but I've done this a few times now.
No, it's over. This is what you do. I accept it.
Here I am.
We're going on, moving forward to Brittany.
That's right. No, you did so well. Oh my gosh. I can't tell you how many times I have to tell people the right pronunciation of my name. So
my name
the
is
fact that you even got that
H
right.
So I got you. I got an H in my name.
You understand the struggle. The name struggle is real. Yes. But okay, for me, so my first introduction to the show was through the casting director. I have to give good vibes and a shout out to Evan because he found me and he told me the concept and I thought it was cool. And I actually was called in for a day player role. So it was very quick. I threw it on self-tape. And then next thing I know, I get a message back and Evan goes, actually, they want to see you as Crystal. So I was like, okay. So read for Crystal. And the next thing you know, they invited me into the family. I did the Zoom call back and it was so much fun. That was my first time meeting David. And I mean, we just went back and forth. Like our banter, it was as if we knew each other for years. And it just felt so natural and it was so fun. And sure enough, when I got cast in the first moment that I hit the set, it was the same thing. It was like I knew these people for years. It were like people I grew up with. It was like childhood friends that I just so happened to grow up with. And though it was fast, it was just the chemistry was undeniable. And what I love about the script is just how someone said it already, just how natural it felt. It really felt like a slice of life. It's like you were a fly on the wall, just witnessing the day in the life of a group of people who've known each other for a while. And it's funny and it's just authentic. And that's what I love because especially for Black content, it's just so important to have the authenticity of like our experiences as Black people. Like, it's just not one thing. It's so many different things. And even, people have a perception of what Harlem is like and what people from Harlem is like. And, I grew up born and raised from the South. So I was actually
Southern
intimidated.
Belle.
Yes, I am a true Southern Belle. Oh, thank you. I was a debutante. I had the white gown and everything and the gloves. I had to do my curtsy.
I was a debutante.
Well, okay, hold on. I gotta ask the question. What the hell is a debutante? What is that? Why is you keep saying that? What is that?
A debutante is a young lady who is introduced to high society, and basically she's the one you look out for. She's the one who that she's bound to be successful. That she is a lady. That she is sophisticated, and that she's here to take over the world. So that
I'm not gonna lie to you, Brittany. Your whole tone didn't change when I asked that question. You wasn't talking like that before. I don't know what that was.
AKA, because I don't know how I snuck in there, but I had fun. It's for the bougie blacks. Shout out to the
Jack
and Jill crowd. Shout out to the Jack and Jill crowd listening in. That was for you. I know all the debutantes and the Botans out there. It's a very southern thing, but I think it's started in Africa. But anyway, back as I swerve this conversation, skirt. What were you saying?
No, but that's actually why I was intimidated to be Crystal, because I'm thinking, oh my goodness, like I'm from the South. I don't know if I could take this on, but I had David to coach me. He forced me to take Harlem Dialect 101, and
Harlem Dialect 101.
Yeah, Harlem Dialect 101, and
Uptown, we doing it.
And David, I think I passed, right? I think I passed. I'm in.
Yeah. Okay. So I think you did phenomenal. I think you did so good it didn't even matter no more. You know what I mean? Like, so it worked out. You did a phenomenal job.
I mean,
that didn't sound too confident, but you fooled me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No. I mean, she's way better than me. So all I can say is, you know what I mean? But I think you did a great job. So I think you did so good you forgot. Like, remember, Denzel looked nothing like Malcolm X, but he made you believe that, you know what I'm saying, he's Malcolm X. So fact, you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. And that's what I love about this cast is that, everyone is trained. Everyone takes the craft seriously, but there were no egos. There was no one walking in like, oh, I am like the master of the craft. I'm here. No, it was just laid back. Everyone was laughing. It was just really fun vibes. So yeah,
it was love.
It was all love.
Good.
No, absolutely. I ain't gonna lie. My first met Sarah, I thought she would come in asking for Diet Cokes and shit. So, but she came in cool. Like, she came in on good vibes. So I'm like, everything.
Every day got better, and that's a testament to, I'll give us our roses. I don't really do a lot of I don't like to go up for myself. That's not my thing. But one thing that I am proud of is David and I, we set the tone right away. This is going to be a family atmosphere. You don't have to be here given the circumstances. So we about to at least make it fun. And, even when we get up like this, it really does feel like a family reunion. It's like, what you been doing? I can't believe. Yeah. So, and that's to y'all's energy too. Every day got better because we just gel.
All right, we're gonna move on to Sean, man. I really want to get your insight in terms of what you thought. What was your aha moment when you came in, being a part of this cast? Sounds like it's more of a family. You got your cousins, you got your distant cousin that comes in, eats up your food, and then goes home. How was it being part of this cast?
That's exactly what it was. And I think I was the last piece of the puzzle to get added to the cast. And then once I got on set, honestly, I'd actually known Mr. Before. So we had met before during another audition, one of the things that, New York City Afterlife. And by the time we had started just running lines and the scene work, it really just kind of fell into place, and everything just really just started firing all cylinders. And for me as an actor, I can also tell as the episodes went on, it was oh, there's certain parts of it was oh, this is the flows differently, because there were certain times where I knew once we had cut, it was we was cracking jokes, and then we fell right back into it, and you could feel that energy come back into it. So it really did. It felt like I was with cousins that I haven't seen in a while, and then we came back and just picked up where we left off. So it was dope.
Yeah, that's really good. And now you guys are on to season 2, which is even more amazing. So I really do want to give you guys the kudos for that, because a lot of people do one season and then they stop. But for you guys to keep progressing and have the battery behind you and the energy and the blessings behind you to keep going, that's why from our side, from the Cubby, I had to come in here and give you guys your roses right up there. I had to. I'm telling you, I've been watching, and David, I'm telling you, the stuff that you've been going through, you know what I'm saying? Especially with that cooking spray that you had, I ain't gonna lie, there was a couple times when I thought, lubricant, bro, I ain't gonna hold it.
Oh, no.
I ain't gonna hold you. I've been in that predicament, so I just wanted to make you know. That was about to do it.
Is the equivalent like when your vibrator runs, like the batteries run out? Is that the same? Sounds like it's harder for you guys.
Yeah, I think it's probably easier for. Yeah, that's another conversation. I don't want to get on the habit and AA batteries not working. I don't feel like this is the platform. Yeah. Well, what I can say is just the appeal of it and what it does for the community within itself. You guys all said it at one point about the natural nature of what it was and how it came off. Especially for it to be 5 episodes, it is, in my opinion, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to put this energy out there. Like, I really do think you guys are going and go towards from that awkward black girl to the insecure stage. And I'm just going to go ahead and put those kudos on to you guys. So you guys do have a strong team. It's not just about, you know, the lead actor and the supporting cast, but it's also about that production behind it. I think this blends into a certain segment that we have here. It's called the Let's Talk About It segment. We're just going to ask a couple quick questions about how you guys got from point A to point B. I've been practicing that too. I don't know if y'all can hear the jet it is on the tone and shit. Like,
it sounds great. That sounds great.
But just to further along, as you guys are the cast and the production team and the star of the show, I think a lot of us want to know, especially what this episode is called. And the title of this episode, especially as we got to know our guests today and got a little bit more comfortable. I hope you guys got your drink. This may look like a water canister, but we don't know.
Oh?
No, it's water. I'm just bullshitting.
It's vodka.
I'm bullshitting. You'll never know. But just for us to get an idea and get motivation from what you guys did, I really do want to know. So as the second wave of quarantine hits our community, have we put ourselves in a position that will undoubtedly fuel our passion? Or have we stayed in the house and waited for a handout? Creating anything can be hard, but what is the path to do so? So us at the Cubby, as mentioned, we like to let people know to get from point A to point B. So I'm going to kick it to anyone a part of this conversation today. What are some things that you guys saw throughout your process to make this a successful show now at this point, being now that you guys are doing your second season on UrbanFlixTV? Please stream now. Go on their website, attach it to their Instagram, Lil David Show. So what are some things, David, I'm going to let you go ahead and speak first. But from what I just mentioned, us going into the second wave, what are some things that we could do in order to enhance our passion and do those things that we need to do in order to move forward?
Okay, so from personal experience, I would say use your time wisely. Like me, like I love movies, and you know what I mean, I get inspired by every movie I watch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I get humbled and inspired by everything I watch. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, you know, being that, you know, I mean, some of us, like people who are freelance like myself, like we have time off, so I have time to do so. So in downtime, I love to write, I love to read, I love to just feel creative or just be inspired. So, and I don't think that's ever gonna stop, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know, outside of myself, people always make movies, so I'm always have something to watch. You know what I mean? So that inspiration will always keep coming back. So, and I mean, and
yeah,
even
I'm a movie buff.
Yeah, even these guys, they gonna always do other work. So I'm always be on lookout for that, and you know, and cheering for them. So I'm always have something to do.
Always got something to do. That's another episode we have with my girl. Always have something to do. And if you don't, that's on you. Like, put out forth the effort, and for that to go and for you to rehash that. Thank you, David, man. But me, I'm gonna jump to you in terms of the process and probably more of the behind the scene work, kind of supporting this group of talented individuals. What can you say or like give to the people to let them know what can quarantine do for you?
Yeah, I think first is like knowing who you are and what you want and being very clear on that vision. Like I'm very clear on my life's purpose. I'm clear on anything that I touch. So like with little David, like I came with a specific like this is our finish line, this is our journey, our destination, and then just like working to be the very best that I can be at all times. So when I want to quit, or when, times is frustrating, or you don't know like how you're going to see things through. Like, I see their faces. I see all of the people. Like, we've had probably over 50 people touch this project in some kind of way. There are people who've touched this project that even like nobody on this call have met because of me, and there's like silent investors. And so I think about, like, again, like David talking about time, like time truly is our greatest luxury. And the beautiful thing, like, everyone had something to do, like, with the time given. You know what I mean? If you're healthy during this period of time, it's like, what did you do with the time? Because there's literal blood on this time. So the best way that I know to show gratitude and be thankful is like to try to just, make something that is super cool, that makes people feel good, that brings light in a dark space. So I just try to march towards like those whys, and understand like it's just a constant climb. And winners win. Like, the short story of that is like, winners win. I let the losers worry about losing. Like, winners are going to find their way out of this pandemic, and losers gonna lose, but they was gonna lose even if we wasn't in the pandemic. So
that was a lot of lose in that sentence. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's so true.
That's a lot of L's you gonna put on people, man. Losers lose. Losers done lose, and they gonna lose again if they lost.
No, like, even people who got down, you know what I mean? They're figuring, they may have not figured it out yet, but they're gonna figure out how to get back up. Like, you know what I mean? So that's all I was saying. You know what I mean? Like, everyone has circumstances up and downs, but all I was saying is people who are down, they're gonna figure out how to get back up.
Nah, you said it right, man. Winners win. Win. Find something else. Win.
Yes.
In times of peril, you gotta be able to. I think Diddy said it as well. He said, yo, if you ain't catch your hustle during this time, or if you ain't put yourself in a position to be on your own, or at least try to, or attempt, so that's the first stage in anything that you do. You gotta put your best foot forward. You gotta go ahead and put on. And for us to even collaborate from what you guys are doing, I can say that is the effect of a quarantine. And that's the flip side of the coin. Going into the cast, seeing that you guys saw a project and that you went after it, what was that like? And I'm gonna start with Sean. What was that like for you to, see something that you may or may not have been interested in, but still, throw your hat into the ring?
It was interesting. I mean, I think as an actor, and going in quarantine at that time, auditions themselves we were in a whole different space, right? Like the whole process was completely up in the air, and nobody knew what to do.
I don't know how y'all was working. I don't know how that y'all was doing Zoom like calls and
on
Zoom
Zoom,
casting
on Zoom, on Zoom.
How you do that? This is hard for me to do. I like a stage with people. You know what I mean?
Listen, and we do too. And we do too. But I think it also speaks to the fact of like also the New York hustle mentality, right? It's like it doesn't stop. The grind doesn't stop. And the thing about quarantine in and of itself, I think that a lot of us had a time to just sit and really think about the things that we want to do and who we were as people. And it's a testament to the same thing that Mia said as well. Like, we got a lot of time to sit and do nothing and figure out like what we want. You know what I'm saying? And I know for me, it was like quarantine is like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, is be an actor and be creative and write. And so when Evan, the creative director, also reached out to me, it was like, yo, I got this project that I'm working on and I think you'd be great for. When you know this is what you want to do, you jump on the opportunity and you try and make it happen anyway, anyhow. So yeah, that's the short end of it, pretty much,
And Maddie, I'll jump to you with the same question in terms of you seeing a project and being a part of this cast and just the initiative that they were trying to do, your viewpoint on you stepping in and making an impact.
Well, this might be a little roundabout answer, but at the beginning of 2020 and really for the 6 months before it, I was just like grinding so hard. I was trying to get representation. I really felt like I had a lot of success in the indie film circuit. And I felt like I was at that point. I was like, why do I not have reps yet? Like, what the fuck, you know? And then, and I was going to like every workshop. I was in class like 4 nights a week, like just exhausted, trying to find an agent, trying to make these connections, just trying. And then the pandemic happened, and I was like I took a breath, and I was like, I don't have to try for a second. And like that energy changed everything for me, because it's like we were forced to stay inside, but like what I really needed was to go inside and to be like, yeah, how do I want to move forward? I'm not just an actor, I'm an artist. So what does that look like? And what energy do I want to put into the world and into myself and into my life? And so I started I was like, okay, I can't really go out for things right now. So what else do I love to do? I love to write. I'm a writer. So I wrote a pilot for something that I had like had a vision for a really long time. And then I also started writing my book. And so I just started putting my creative efforts there. And I just kind of not let go, like it wasn't ever going to happen, but I was like, okay, acting just isn't going to be part of 2020, and that's okay. So let me just throw my creativity into these other things. And then the second I did that, I mean, it took, months after, I like ended up getting my agent. That is a whole story, but like super, super, super random in the middle of quarantine. And then as soon as phase 2 was open, I booked a feature and I booked Lil David. And in a year where I was like, oh, acting's just not going to happen this year, it's actually been my most successful year professionally by a long shot. And so I don't know. I think that just energetically, I know it sounds woo woo, but like energetically to kind of release and was really magical.
Let go and let God. Let go and let God.
Yeah. And I mean, it's crazy because like to be on a streaming platform now, I could have never even imagined it would happen in this capacity, the way that it did. And so
you guys are syndicated now. It's over.
What?
So you guys are syndicated now. Y'all big time now. I don't know. I don't know if y'all know what's coming.
No, we still working real hard. We working real hard over here.
That's the answer to say, but I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Y'all syndicated now. y'all saw what happened to these big shows. Y'all gonna get on UPN, WB. I mean, that's the big thing.
That's next.
We want it all. Speak it.
I'm sorry, Maddie, but
I don't know if that answered it, but
no, that answered it perfectly. And what I really got from that was that MJ was here. MJ stayed. And MJ needed to do.
You know what? You're lucky I didn't paint a dick, because that would have been next.
the dick was there too. I don't know. If it was there, it was there. I can't. I would have saw it. I would have said it. I can't.
Was here. Not yet.
Was it?
Moved into this apartment. Cool. It hasn't been christened yet.
Somebody said, it's that wine, Maddie. It's the wine. You gotta put it down. That's what you need to do.
Have water too. I'm responsible.
No, I'm not. So I don't know where we're going with that. Brittany, I'm gonna go ahead and ask that question to you once again. It's kind of hard to follow up MJ there, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Probably should have explained you first.
Well,
what are some things that you saw during this time?
Yeah, I actually a lot of what she said is it mirrors a lot of my experience of what I did during the pandemic. And for me, I worked in corporate because actually in thinking about all of this, when I was younger, I used to take pride in the fact that I had a diverse workforce. So in addition to being an actress and a singer and a musician, I was also a journalist. I worked in, the multimedia field, and I was, I'm an activist as well. And then the older I became, the more I realized, that there's nothing more that I enjoy than being a storyteller, and to have a diverse canvas to really give someone the human experience in the most beautiful in this beautiful art form. And so and so when my job was like, okay, guys, you guys work from home, you don't have to, be here, and things will be different. I celebrated that, and I was like, okay, great, because now I get to dive in and do things that I'm really passionate about. And it was, activism. It was being a songwriter, turning something into something amazing, taking music, taking a blank page and then creating a song out of it, and having the opportunity to be a part of Little David was extra special for me because, it was a group of Black content creators coming together, but they also created this very diverse and inclusive space. And I graduated from the Actor Studio Drama School, which is a MFA program. And while it was diverse, it wasn't inclusive.
Hold on, Brittany. Let me give you your kudos for that. That's graduation during your time. You know what I mean? Let's not pass that.
Thank
not do that. Not here. Not at the Cubby. Not doing that.
But yeah, I noticed that it didn't offer an inclusive space, and it wasn't very it didn't facilitate a lot of opportunities for Black artists to really advance in this industry. So for me, having, Mia and David and all of these beautiful people welcome me into their space to create, some dope art, it was a pleasure. And I found a lot of gratitude in that. And so I guess for me, we're experiencing a confluence of just all of these socio-political events in this pandemic, and all of it's been really shattering. But this is where artists, step in, and I feel like this is our job. We artists, we've always been at the forefront of these movements. We've always been the antidote, because craft is our healing. It's healing for the world, and it's also healing for us. And it's empowering, and it's empathetic to all the bullshit that we deal with on a daily basis. And so I realize in this pandemic that more than ever, like, this is something that God put me on this earth to do, and I'm passionate about it, and this is what I want to spend the rest of my life doing. So it actually made me realize that, Britt, don't be afraid. You don't have to lean on these corporate jobs. You don't have to, if those things don't necessarily, like, I don't know, make you happy. If it doesn't fulfill you, you don't have to do it. You can spend time, honing your skills and really, massaging that part of your life. So yeah, that's just been my very long answer.
No, it wasn't. It was beautiful, to be perfectly honest with you. I think I took a lot of facts out of that. I took a lot of facts. Go ahead, David.
Now, Brittany, she's the. I don't want to follow up. I can't follow up after Brittany, but that was like deep. Deep facts. I can't follow up after that. That's it. All I can say is deep.
Nah, we just gonna put one of these on it, David. That's all we could really do, man. We can put two on it if you want to. I could be like Flex if you really want me to.
I think she does.
She does. I think an important mark in that, and all the long-standing listeners of the Cubby, you guys know, we're 5 Black men in the professional space coming together to try to tell people how to get from point A to point B. Of course, we're going to use humor and different things that we share in terms of our life experiences. But when you said being in the corporate space and trying to develop outside of a world that may not be as culturally diverse as you are, or may not have the same interests that you may have, even though you're in a corporate job, that does not mean you can't be a creative. And even because you're a creative, that doesn't mean you don't have to be in a corporate job. It's not one or the other. It's something that you can choose to do, and you're going to have to put your time in it as much as the other. At one point, you may have to choose, but find that time and take time and be patient about it. And I think that bleeds on to just another segment that we have here. Is called Undoubtedly, from what we've been talking about. Chat. So for this section of facts, man, I really wanted to, and this has been all great content for us, but I really wanted to dig deep into the particular episode that you guys had. And once again, for our long-term listeners, you guys have not known already, but Little David is streamed exclusively on UrbanFlixTV. Please go check that out. If you guys do need to contact them, you can reach them on your Instagram, which is, please correct me if I'm wrong. Is it Little David Show, at Little David Show? Correct? Right down there at the bottom there. Please go ahead and check that out for you guys. They are new to the platform. And you guys just got on there, and now it's going to be season 2. So I got to give kudos to that, because without kudos, you don't have a lifestyle. You got to give roses. So I'm going to give roses one more time for you guys for season 2. And in all due respect, that shit fired out. It really is. Like, I honestly don't watch Insecure. I just don't like the energy. I feel like it's a little bit too close to home for me. I'm just being honest. I don't like what was the guy's name? What was his name? The main star in it.
Lawrence.
You're not a part of the Lawrence hive.
Nah, I don't fuck with
Daniel.
Lawrence.
You do give me Daniel vibes.
I was gonna say Daniel vibes.
Yeah.
I think y'all too much in my personal life. I think y'all too much in my personal life, to be honest. I'm just a real low key type dude, man. I just try to,
That's Daniel.
Daniel was too, okay. And you see where it got him, okay.
hey, man. I don't know.
Last time we saw Daniel in the studio, though.
I don't watch the show, bro. I don't watch the show. I don't know where it went. But I do want to dive deep into the shows and just you guys give you little remarks and things that I saw within each episode. But the first episode was How to Know When She Is Playing You. And this one I really attached myself to, and it was the pilot episode, the big episode. So who came up with that? Like, David, like, how to know when she playing you? Was it the night of the time that you kind of conceptualized the show and you was thinking, this shorty wildin', bro, like, she out of her mind. And now you put it into a script.
Yeah, I'm be honest, yo, like, that's happened so many times, bro, like.
Yeah, 1,000 times to me.
Like I'm cooking right now, and I hope the girl comes. You know what I mean? Like, it's like.
I'll come eat with you if she don't come. I'll come eat with you.
I thought we weren't invited.
No, I mean, I spoke to her, so I mean, but
I don't mean nothing, bro. You know that.
I'm doing a lot. Running back and forth, answering the doors. It's a lot, but yeah.
Well, jump off when you need to, man. Ain't nobody gonna block you. Not me, especially not me.
Now, best. So what happened was, okay, so that was based on like true events. Okay, so the thing with the mouse, yo, it was a mouse. It was a mouse in here, yo, like. But I'm like, this is New York City. It's common. I mean, it's different now. People now don't understand. Like the generation after me, like they don't understand. Like, yo, people get mice. Like I grew up.
Yeah.
People had mice. People had a crib. Like, yo, that shit was normal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you gotta.
Cat. It was a cat.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta buy cash. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? So, yo, I'm like, you know what, bro? I'm like, you know what, bro? Like, that's cool, but like, let's have it tie into something real. Like, okay, so the situation is, I got a girl coming over, so we gotta get rid of this mouse today. And it's not, and catching a mouse, like setting out to catch a mouse is not an easy thing to do.
Not an easy thing. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you're not catching that shit. Like, you're not. Like,
you're not. I don't even know why you're trying. The mouse gotta want to get caught.
Yeah, you're not like
it don't get caught.
Yeah, like you're not catching them. So you know, I'm like, yo, so that's the objective. But and I want to see how that tie in. I mean, there's been other shows. You know, Martin had an episode where you had a mouse and they caught. You know what I mean? But they went through a lot. Like that's not a new theme. Like, but he wasn't waiting on a girl to pull up. He wasn't waiting. You know what I mean? So that's context. You know, like that's kind of what I want to do. You know,
yeah. Now go ahead, Dave.
I'm listening. So yeah, I think that was really just the theme. Like, yo, like I got a girl pulling up, so we break up my neck. The found his mice, and she don't pull up. So, but it's crazy because David's more like he's not even relieved about the mouse. He's more hurt that shorty curve. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but
that's and that's what I was gonna ask you. How much of, because in these episodes, and I don't really like to attach myself to characters, hence why I don't watch Insecure. But how much of it is Dave, you, and how much are you fabricating to try to make it entertaining? Like for that episode right there, right? And the mouse. I know for me, I'll be running around crazy, especially if Shorty about to come through. You don't want her to see the mouse. Because now she got mouse in her head, and you not taking place of the mouse now at this point. Mouse is in there. It ain't it's in there. You either gotta leave or you just got chalk that up as an L, bro. Just chalk it up as an L. As a factual statement.
Yo, cause she leaving. So I mean, a lot of it's based on my real life, you know, and like from friends, you know what I mean. So I kind of take like, you know, things that I've saw and kind of and try to make it make sense. But for the most part, a lot of it's based on myself, though. Honestly, you know, and, even like the second episode, like I think that's every guy who Little People episode 2. You know what I'm saying? Like that's everybody. Like yo, like you know, but and then like the kind of friends that I have, like they not, you know, like they know kind of person I am. So it's like yo, like let's fuck with them. Like you know what I mean? We you know what I mean? So it's not like, you know, I'm not known to be in my room all day. You know what I'm saying? So they know
I got a similar experience. Man.
You know what I'm saying?
In the house with 5 other men. So I get it.
That's good.
I
got up, it. All right.
Y'all talking a lot about my life right now. I'm supposed to be interviewing y'all. Y'all talking about dick pics. Y'all talking about locked up. A little bit.
So this is a free therapy session for you.
Yes, we're open. I mean, you're part of the family now. You're
I love
little
y'all.
Dave and Louis, open and honest. Yeah.
I feel like
funny
I'm part of the
story.
Family now.
You are a part of the family. You've been part of the family. All the love you show us.
You definitely
you show mad love. Show mad love.
Yes.
Always, man. Always.
No, true story. While he was writing that show, I had mice in my apartment. And it was the first. I was like, what is this ghetto shit?
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute.
Yo, it's a life, man. Mice gotta eat too, bro.
And everybody, like, I'll talk to from here, like, because first you feel embarrassed. Like, in the South, like, if you got mice or roaches, that means you dirty. Like, so for me, like, I keep my apartment as clean as possible. I try, you know, put food away. I don't leave food out, nothing like that. These mice came in, like, tore it up. And I got rid of them, like, right before it was shoot, because y'all wouldn't have been able to
you
come over.
You don't get rid of mice, man. You don't get.
Oh,
you think you got rid of them out.
No, they gone. They gone. Because all my traps, I still asked Dave. Dave came over a couple of weeks ago. He was like, you still got mice? I was like, no, these traps have been here for like 3 months. Nobody, they cemented my whole sink. That's another story. But I kicked and screamed and found the owner of this building and was like, I'm not paying rent into this unit. It's suitable for your mama to live in. So
I called the cops when I saw my first mice.
I'm weak.
I called the cops the first time I found. Yeah,
oh my
I
God.
called the cops.
I just screamed. Screamed very loud.
It jumped out of my garbage can, and first of all, the sound itself was scary, and then when it finally jumped out, like I couldn't even get out the bed, so I called the cops. And
you called.
Yes,
911.
Yeah, and NYPD, and the people down at the NYPD was looking at me like, "What is your problem?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What is your problem? Why are you not up there trying to find the mice? Like, I don't understand."
Your dog. Oh my God!
I am a damsel in distress right now.
And to be fair, the cops have been called for worse, so I'm not even gonna hold you.
I was gonna say that's like an easy job for them. Oh, I gotta catch a mouse.
You don't go crazy, damn mouse. Get on my face.
I'm doing it.
Brittany, I'm gonna tell you again. Your voice done changed again. You see what we talking about? I don't know where you going with this. You start talking about a mouse. You got real Debo. You got real Debo on that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know where it came from, but what's wrong with you? That was
That's why that scene where all of us were in the living room, and I'm like, somebody was like, "Is that the mouse?" And I'm trying to figure out, why are you guys over here in the corner with me? Why are y'all not trying to figure out what that was?
Yeah,
I didn't have to drop in for that at all, because I'm just like, why are y'all not handling it? I don't know why.
The house.
I'm not doing it.
No, it was episode 1 was probably my favorite episode because I just saw it caught me. You know, any pilot episode, any inaugural episode got to catch it. And then I went from 1, And then I went from 2. And I'm be honest, I was watching it when it was on YouTube. Now it's on UrbanFlixTV. Please go ahead and check that out.
That's
they're
so
doing big
funny
things, and
that you say that, because I always get nervous with episode 1 because, like, as you know, we shot each episode in a day. And so episode 1, to me, we were like feeling it, at least I guess because I know the behind the scenes. Yeah. Like I see us like trying to figure it out. So when you see the first scene, like that's us literally shaking hands, like, nice to meet you in person, Sean. Nice to meet you, Brittany. Like, yeah. And but by the time you get to episode 3 with Maddie, or Maddie Joe, like I feel like we found our stride. But I was nervous going into that day because it's like we finally found our stride with the 4 of them, and now we're about to add another element. And like today's point, we didn't know like
gotta throw in a white girl.
What was gonna happen, and like you know what I mean.
You gotta throw in a white girl.
She came in and she was with the shits, like, and so that's good like vibes, to me, yeah. When you see like the episodes, like that's one of my favorite. I mean, I love them all. Like they're all my babies. They're all my children. I like them all for different reasons. But like episode 3 is where to me, like you see the stride. So, but it makes me happy that, you know, 1 sucked you in because we didn't know what the fuck
one
we
was
doing.
It for me. Nah, but that's with any good show. If you think about it, if you go back to the history of shows, episode 1 is what really captures attention. Jay-Z said it. He said he took 26 years to make Reasonable Doubt. And Reasonable Doubt is probably one of his that's his whole life he put in, and it's all your energy, and your energy shows on the camera more than anything. And then, you know, you get comfortable and stuff and do it like that. And I was gonna go straight into episode 3, because now to add that dynamic, especially being that you guys are mostly a Black cast, and then adding Maddie Joe, MJ. How was that for you, Maddie, and just the topic itself? But I'm gonna keep it funky. This is the Cubby, and first rule of the Cubby is there are no rules of the Cubby. Third rule of the Cubby, I'm sorry, is I'm gonna be myself. Everybody know, man, when that white girl come home and your boys, especially if you got like girls there, the first thing that happens is just like, first of all, it's intriguing. The motherfuckers just like, how you get this, bro? Where you? What field? What sandlot you playing in that I'm not playing in? How you bring this home? That's exactly the type of conversation I have with my boys. Because I brought her little son home. Y'all don't need to know too much about my life. But I brought a little son home. And then it was just like, yo, where you at in life now, bro? Like, so Maddie, what was the experience for you coming in with that episode? Because for me, there's always pros and cons with, you know, interracial dating. And the funny part is your boys, because your boys they're going to be happy. That's number 1. But number 2, they're just going to try to see what that experience is like. So what was that experience for you coming in?
Oh my God. I have to be honest. Every time I get asked this question, I get really nervous. And
please don't.
I was very nervous. Like I was incredibly nervous coming onto the set. I'm not going to lie. Like I was just like, because you know, it's like, I don't want to like say anything wrong. I don't want to like do anything wrong. I don't want to say, you know, like I remember there was one moment where, and I've like wanted to talk about this episode in depth so much, but I remember.
Let's talk about it.
I know. But I remember at one point I said like, is this really how you guys feel? And Mr. was like, what do you mean, you guys? And then like everybody kind of laughed, and I was like, oh God, like, you know. I was like, oh fuck, that's not what I'm gonna do. I mean, like, you know, like I was so nervous. And
that's funny as shit.
He was totally fucking with you though.
I know.
He was fucking with her.
That's the funny part.
We shot this like around protest time. Like tensions were already high. Like people were out. Like
it was the summer.
It was like right after
Ready to the motherfucker.
Yeah,
you
so
were in there.
It was crazy. And the last thing I wanted to do was walk in and be like, you know, this like hyper woke white person who needs to like tell everybody how woke she is, and then or the opposite, be super ignorant and like say the wrong thing, you know. So I was very nervous. At the same time, I was like incredibly excited to be working on a project that was all people of color. I was like, this is awesome, because I know this is also going to sound like maybe not, I don't know, like dumb to you guys. But like, I don't get that experience very often, right? As a white person, I walk on the sets where people mostly look like me, right? Yeah. And I was happy to be in a set where we were celebrating diversity, celebrating uplifting Black voices. Like, I was super excited about that.
In the height of the movement too.
Yeah. In Harlem, and also like
you're a low key activist.
I am on the front lines of gentrification. I'm a white person who lives in Harlem. Like, I know that. I know that, like, you know, like, I live in Harlem. I have lived in Harlem for the past 6 years. Like, I love this neighborhood. Like, but I understand what those implications are as well. And one of the lines, like, what was crazy is walking into it. David actually was so gracious as a writer because he gave us so much free reign. Like, that first scene where I walk in and like meet the roommates was basically entirely improv. There were a few lines here and there.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. There were a few lines here and there, but like for the most part, David, I said something and David was like, just to him, like as an aside, and he was like, you should say that next time. And then Mia came in and was like, you should say Soha, which people are saying now is like South Harlem. You know, little
Soha. When they start that?
Yes, I don't know. When did they start that?
I Googled it and I was just like,
a few years ago. I remember that being a thing.
Call it Soha.
Soha?
Yeah, Soha.
Yes.
And then
I remember, and I was like, David, look at the camera wings. And you see David, like, she's like, I live in Soha. And he's like, all right, anyway. Like, he just like, nobody says that shit.
Yeah, and
nobody
then Brittany, you said the thing like a pot of what or whatever. Which
yeah.
Like, because I asked for pot, and like it was just so. I walked in and felt very welcomed right away. It felt like, okay, this is actually a space where we can like joke around and like really bounce things off of each other. So I thought it was a lot of fun. I also had to be aware of the fact that like I was learning as I watched Little David. I learned a lot. But I was learning on set doing like performing this script or, you know, acting this script because, and I had this conversation with a lot of my friends after my black and brown friends after the fact being like, why is that the case? Why was that the conversation that happened? Because I didn't even know, you know, it's there's a part where Sean code switches. I didn't know that was even a thing.
Oh, you didn't know that was a thing?
No.
I can do it right now if you want me to.
You better not tap dance. You better not tap dance. Yeah. But that's a testament to Maddie because like I don't code switch. I don't do none of that shit. And so, but for her to say like, hey, we're in an uncomfortable time, and I'm the white girl. Like, she literally was what Black people are when we walk out the door, and she was like, I'm going to be okay being because like. I'm gonna fly off nigga. Like, I know she done heard me say nigga a million times by now. And she knows she can't say it back. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't, but it's not even a conversation, but she's okay walking in that space and saying, you know, I'm going to be uncomfortable, but you know, uncomfortable is where you grow. Like, you can't grow in comfort. And so it was a testament to her for stepping in. Like, I remember like right before we first started shooting with her, and she like broke the ice. She was like, so how white should I be? Like, do you want to be like, and I was like, no, just be like a regular, you know, be yourself. Like, because you're
That's a good question though. She's an actress. You need to know her range.
And we don't want to like, you know, disrespect her. You know what I mean? Or like say like this
Dolly
is like
Parton
how
way.
it is. But just like there's different ranges of Blackness, even on this phone, like there or this interview, like there's different ranges of Blackness because we all come from different, you know, sides of the earth. Yeah, it's the same. Like, so it's like, no, just be yourself. Like, you don't have to be over the top. We don't need you to like do that for us. One, we're all respectful, so that wasn't a thing. But for her to be able to like roll with the punches and then go back and like ask the questions, say like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. Or that's one of my favorite scenes. Sorry to go on this tangent. Is when they meet her, because it's First of all,
Iconic.
David was a genius for being able to write it in a way where we can have those conversations and literally see 4 different perspectives of blackness. So Dave, you know, from the hood, but he went to school, he shoots film, so he's around white people all the time. So he's like himself, like little rough around the edges, but can hold his own in the knows about Jonas
Rough
Brothers
around
too.
the edges.
Kind of thing. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Smooth. We got cocoa butter on and on that. What you talking about? You got the bed oil on, rough around the edges.
But then
you got the Palmers. That's the Palmers.
He did have the Palmers on. Y'all was sweating like shit in that scene. It bothers me every time I see it. But
it was hot in that
it was so hot. Okay, put a pin in that.
Hotter than a Baptist church on a Sunday afternoon.
All right. So T, put a pin in it was hot in that bitch because we can bring that back. We got stories for that too. But anyway, so going back to the scene where like they introduce her, like you move on to Eddie, who represents like, I'm not switching for nothing. Like, why are you the landlord? Like, I paid my rent. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, that's your day. Oh, okay. Cool. That's white girl. Cool. Like, he's just like unfazed regardless, right? And then, of course, Leek, who nowhere else in the body of work does he reference himself as Malik. And he's just like on it, just like ready to tap dance. Yeah, like, welcome home. Can I get you something to eat? Sorry about this. Yeah, he does this little jig. We're like, and you know, and when he goes back to the roommates, like you see Crystal hit him. He's like, you don't talk like that. Yeah. But then my favorite, nigga please. But then my favorite part is actually seeing the connection of Maddie or Sarah and Crystal, because it's the conversation of like white women and black women and the contention, and like there's so many layers of it, whether it's like in a workspace, but more importantly, Crystal's like, you know, who is this white bitch with this black man? Like she was not mad at Sarah at all, and like low-key was disrespecting her. And I knew it. Bro. In
that's
my heart of hearts,
for dudes, man. It's y'all. It's y'all. That's the problem. Y'all black women, y'all be killing them.
Goddamn minute.
I'm being honest, bro. Let's be honest. The reason why we don't bring them home is because of y'all. Y'all kill them, motherfucker. Don't be lying to me. If y'all see a black dude with a white girl, the first thing you're gonna do is look at us like it's a problem. It's a problem. Don't lie to me. It's the Cubby, man. What you doing out here in these streets? You going to all white boat parties now? That's what you're doing? The people in the boat?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But like even being aware of that though, like my ex-boyfriend is Mexican and he's big, like he's a big dude, whatever. And even walking around Harlem with him, I was like I would get nervous sometimes, like about what people were thinking, you know, like whatever, you know. So it's just a really, that episode is so funny but so
pivotal. It's a great episode.
It has so many layers, you know.
David, you were saying?
No, what did y'all meet? What did you meet in Mexico? Like, what did you meet?
I met him in Harlem at a park.
At a park?
That's so cute. At a park.
I know. It's very romantic.
David thinking. I think he's writing season 2 literally right now.
I met him. You're laughing at me, David. I met him at City College, like in the parks at City College.
That's right.
I'm saying, was he cleaning up? Like how did what did you meet?
How did we?
No.
Like, was he cleaning the school? Like what?
No.
All right, what
he had his dog.
He could be a student.
Oh, all right.
Could have been passing through.
Not a student.
Yo, Mia, I love your team, man. I love your team, man. They keep it real.
I just want to say, I just want to say, yo, you guys were just like phenomenal. Like really, like the whole time I was just trying to keep up with y'all. Like that's really all I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like damn, like I don't know. Like I haven't acted in years. I've expressed that a couple times, but it's like I just felt like I just wasn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? Y'all kept me on my toes. Like even like with Sarah, like I've done a lot of improv growing up and like, you know, shit, but like she's probably the best I've ever seen. Best ever worked with that's improv. Like she thinks so fast. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to like match her energy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to try to overshadow it all, but just match her energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like that. that made it all better. It wouldn't have been nothing without all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all really did so much. You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't be this good without you guys.
You know, you also got really lucky, David, that you got
right,
a white girl who knew the references to Save the Last Dance.
Facts.
There you go.
Not a lot of us do.
That's important.
For real, I ain't know that was a thing.
That movie growing up.
I didn't know that was a thing. I know there's references to Save the Last Dance. I didn't even know.
Yeah, when we did right, Sarah and Daniel, right? Isn't that one of the references?
No, his name is
Daniel, his real name.
No, Sarah and
anyway.
Whoever it was, the guy in the moon.
The guy in the
Yeah,
moon.
because his real name is Sean Patrick Thomas, right? Is it?
Yeah.
What's his real name?
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know his real name. So thank you for that. I didn't even know the motherfucker's real name. I just know he danced awkwardly. But I think that's a perfect segue into something that we call, to be perfectly honest with you, it's a great show. But what we like to do is we like to end the podcast off on just love and positivity, right? So the last segment that we normally do is called Love is Love. On this segment here, it's called Love is Love. We always make, as a cast, we always just end off the podcast on something positive, as mentioned before. I just really want to go around. I'm going to start with Mia. Just give us a Love is Love statement for a couple of our listeners today. And I know we're on Twitch live streaming right now. So for those that are listening right now, and for our podcast that's going to drop relatively soon, more than likely next week for you, just give people not only just highlighting little David and where you are on UrbanFlixTV, but just something for them to walk away with.
If no one's signing you, sign yourself. Be your own wave and trust that it's gonna work out. That's it.
I would say my best advice is to any filmmaker, casting the right people is like 85% of the job. Like, again, I consider myself lucky with the people that I have the team, the actors, like y'all, like I can't stress that enough. You feel me? Like y'all really brought it. Like I really saw something from paper to like camera. You know what I'm saying? And like it looked just the way I envisioned it. You know what I'm saying? So thank you. You know what I mean? Like even at times when I had doubts, because that's normal. You know, that's realistic. You know what I'm saying? But not doubts in a bad way, but like, damn, they these people from down south, they talk. You know what I mean? Like that shit was freaking me out. But like, you know, like at the end of the day, they're actors, and we all gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like to turn back any goddamn way. So we stuck at the end of the day. So we gonna figure this shit out. And they just brought it. Like Brittany is just like, yo, Brittany really, she's like the heart and soul. Like, you feel me? So she's damn. Like I'm really touched. You feel me? So Sean for stepping in at the last minute, doing his thing. Sean is so easy to work with. Like he's understandable too. Like, you know, episode 5, I was telling him that, you know, I have a speech impediment. I speak very fast. You know what I'm saying? And I'm triggered when other people talk fast. You know what I'm saying? And like he was kind of, I think he understood it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you peep the scene where we talking in the doorway, he was really trying to like think and talk, trying to slow up so I can like catch him. Cause like without that, I would just, you know what I mean? So, but thank you. I want to say thank you all. Like, yo, y'all really brought, y'all made it so much easier. Y'all made it so much fun. And I'm glad you all like it. I'm glad you all made yourself available for the project. You know what I mean? Again, I can't
David,
thank
it's
y'all
amazing,
enough.
Man. It's amazing.
Thank you. Thanks for the support.
I'm gonna speak for just an outsider right here, but just the love and admiration that you have for your cast is gonna bring you a long way. Because at the end of the day, it is about the people that you work with and the love and the effort that you put in, right? You can't make it. You could go fast by yourself. You can go far as a team, right? Damn, I'm gonna put facts on that. Did I read that somewhere?
Yeah, that was good.
Where the hell I got that?
That was good.
Picked up that jewel. I don't know where.
That was a bar. I felt that.
That was a bar. That was good.
That felt good.
I thank Mia and thank Mia for everything. Thank you for, you know what I'm saying? Word. But I love y'all.
All day, man. So we're just gonna go around. Sean, I'm gonna start with you, and then we're gonna go up to ladies. Of course, ladies are first, but we're gonna let Sean just go because I know there's a lot of things. I'm just picking Sean.
No worries. My thing, no matter what you do, lead with love. We talk about love is love, and you gotta love what you do, love who you are, love where you are in the space. And no matter what the profession is, just lead with love in whatever you do. So that's always what I like to always end something with. So.
Brittany.
Yeah, I would say have unconditional love for yourself. Whatever it is that you want in life, you have the power to manifest it. You can choose to be unstoppable. You can choose to own your power. Know that whatever you do it with bravery, be bold about it, say what you mean what you say, and stand firm in your word when you say it. And whatever it is that you manifest, mighty forces will come to your aid and make that shit happen. And that's all she has to say.
Man, the tone done changed again. That's the fourth rendition.
Pamela, period.
I'm gonna let Mia go last. So, Maddie, please go ahead. You love us.
Oh my goodness. I think before this year, I thought I was like a pro at self-love. I was like, I am like so impressive. I'm so good at loving myself. And then that's not true. And so this year, I feel like, so there's this quote by Ruby Kaur, loneliness is a sign that you're in desperate need of yourself. And I think that's the lesson that I've learned this year. And so I guess what I'll say is that solitude is not something to fear. It's something actually so beautiful, because at the end of the day, you're all you have. You're all you can rely on no matter what, right? So I think that solitude is such a beautiful, beautiful gift. And so many people in the world who can't even get a moment of solitude would love to have, what we were allotted, a lot of us as artists this year and, moving forward. But on top of that, support. We can't do this thing called life alone. So while solitude is beautiful, it's totally okay to ask for support and to not just ask for it, but to also give it in the way that you would like to receive it. So I think there's a lot of, talk in the world around, obviously things are like batshit crazy politically. We're living through so many insane historical events, like one after the other, it feels like. But I know it's so cliche, but be the change you want to see in the world. Turn inward and then give it back out. And that's what I have.
Well, MJ said you got to be a man in the mirror.
That's right. MJ.
Change. That's a little play on your like.
Right.
I just want to make sure it was clear.
Tread lightly on the MJ. That was my husband. I'm a widow over here.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about Michael B. Jordan for a second.
Oh my God, how sad! He's got a girlfriend.
Lori done took.
Shout out to Lori Harvey.
Shout out to her. Living her best life.
She needs to write a
Praise
book.
God.
Yeah, what is that like?
Praise God.
I saw something the other day. It said, "Think like a man and act like him too." That was a bar.
I don't know. She represents femininity to me. Like she's quiet. 100%. And what I love about her is you don't hear her voice. I don't know what this girl sounds like. She just living her life.
She don't need to be heard. She out here in these streets.
Oh my goodness, David, turn your camera off. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
All right, Mia, your love is love statement.
I went. Mine was bet on yourself, sign yourself, something like that. Yeah, but you can say it again, bet on yourself, sign yourself, and everything that they said. Yeah, like lead with love, like put it out there. Do good to people too. Like, help people out when you can, because it's always gonna come back around, and it doesn't necessarily mean like I do something nice for Sean and then he needs to return it, but like putting that good energy, like I know all of this love that's coming from the show is manifested from, we're the result of people who prayed for us, manifested for us, like affirmed us, and then the things that we affirmed on other people. So we're just, getting a lot of love back because of that. So yeah, just do good. Do good, be good.
Mm.
That's right.
This episode was very special to me. Not only is it because we are involving other creatives in this space that they're just dope as hell. I'm just gonna say it to you guys, and hopefully, with my love is love statement, as I always say, for our long-standing listeners, comedy is life. Life is comedy. Is comedy life? Just use those 3 words, man. You got to decide to laugh. It's a choice. You're gonna be happy. You'll be sad sometimes. You may get a little depressed at some moments. Life is gonna take you up and down. It is a roller coaster, but the one thing that you can do is you can decide to laugh. Comedy is life. Life is comedy. And just use those 3 words, man. So I'm gonna end off the podcast, and as I always do, I just want to give a shout out once again to Little David, the cast members, David, Mia, Brittany, Sean, Maddie, Mia. Once again, love is love. Fact.
Hey,
let's talk about it.
Before we go,
hold on, wait a minute. I got David on here. Go ahead, David.
I said before we go, y'all see how the mac and cheese came out?
I would. I can't eat it. I'm vegan now, bro. But I don't look at it.
Oh, damn. He better come over. Oh my God.
You might as well invite us because you know that girl is not coming over there. Go ahead. Go ahead and fix my plate.
Where's the oxtail at, bro?
Yeah, where's the oxtail?
That's the main event. You put butter beans in there?
You guys are always...
I want to know where the oxtail at.
Oh my gosh.
I don't see no butter beans, Sean. I ain't seen that one.
I don't see no butter beans.
That looks so good.
But that looks good. Wow. I didn't know you could whip like that. I had no idea.
Good job, David. He got that cast iron skillet too from his auntie.
I know.
Love is love, guys. Facts, man.
Love is love.
All
right. Let's talk about it.
Shorty told me get about counter. Mama told me get about counter. My brother with me standing on the counter. We slang a pack of smoke of marijuana. Cause all I know is young and go and feed it. And forever get money is the need.
You are listening to the Cubby Podcast with the Cubby Cast and your host, Tyrone Lewis.